Good morning, everybody. This is the Homework 41 5-5 worksheet answer key. The first question says find the x and y intercepts of the graph. Okay, so you have to find the x-intercept, and I'm going to organize it like this. So I write x plus 0 equals negative 10, because this, for the x-intercept, the y term turns to 0, because on the x-axis y equals 0. So here the x-intercept is negative 10, so that ordered pair is negative 10, 0. Now to find the y-intercept, right, it's going to be 0 plus 5y equals negative 10. So this kind of goes away, and then y is equal to negative 2. And that ordered pair is 0, negative 2. Now, much the same way here, I'm going to get, for the x-intercept, it's going to be negative 3x equals 12. So x equals negative 4, and that is negative 4 comma 0. And then for the y-intercept, all right, we can see, if we sort of delete this, that y is equal to 6. So it's 0 comma 6. Okay? The next question says draw a line that has an x-intercept of 5, and that is right here on the x-axis. And it has a y-intercept of negative 3, and that is right here on the y-axis. And we use these 2 points to draw a line. It's a really easy way to draw a line. Problem 4, it says graph each equation using the x and y intercept. So we have to combine the first 3 questions to get this done. Now for the x-intercept, you're going to cover up the y, and you get x equals 4. Okay? And to figure out, I just erased that, to figure out the y-intercept, the y-intercept is negative 1y equals 4, so y equals negative 4. Okay, so the x-intercept is 4, 0, and the y-intercept is 0, negative 4. All right, we can kind of use the cover-up method for that. Okay, so the x is 4, and the y is negative 4, and I draw the line like that. Now, number 5, I'm going to figure this out. So for the x-intercept, I get 2x equals negative 8, so x equals negative 4. So that ordered pair is negative 4 comma 0. And then the y-intercept is negative 4y equals negative 8. So because the x term goes away when I find the y-intercept. So here y is positive 2, and that ordered pair is 0 comma 2 for the y-intercept. So that is right here, and the x-intercept is here on negative 4 for because this is the x-axis, and I draw the line. Okay, because the question is to graph each equation using the x and y intercepts. So I find the x-intercept, find the y-intercept, and I put them on the graph, and I draw the line. Okay, so now for the standard form, okay, what that is moving terms around, getting rid of fractions to make it look like ax plus by is equal to c. So we have to get the x term here, the y term here, and then a number term here. So it's all about the terms here. All right? Now remember, for terms, if you want to move terms across equal sign with opposites, with their opposites. So, for example, number 6, I have to get the equation, I have to get the x and y on the left. The y is on the right, so I'm going to move this y over here, and I'm going to cancel it on the right. Now on the left, I have 4x plus 5y equals negative 10. And that's this equation in standard form, which looks like this. Okay, so again, if you have to stop the video, stop it, and then get what you need to get. All right? Now, this one's going to take a little bit of work. We see we have parentheses here that we have to use a distributive property on. So I write y plus 5 equals negative 4x minus 12. Now, these two terms are going to be that c on the right-hand side of this equal sign. Okay? So I have to move the 4x over here, and I have to move the 5 over here. Okay, so I'm going to add the 4x, all right, and I'm going to subtract the 5. So on the right-hand side, the 4x goes away, and on the left-hand side, the 5's go away. And on the right-hand side is left-hand side is 4x plus y. And on the right-hand side is negative 17. Now, that's just like this standard form. So that's the answer for number 7. Okay? Now, number 8 has this fraction I have to deal with. Okay? The denominator of the fraction is 3. So what I have to do is multiply each one of these terms by 3. And if I do that, I keep the equation the same. In algebra, when you have an equation and you multiply all the terms of the equation by the same number, it's the same equation. They are equivalent equations. Okay? So then this term becomes 3y. This term, the 3's knock out, you see, and I end up with equals, see the equal sign, negative 2x, and then this term becomes 18. Now it's a lot like number 6. I've got to move the 2x with the opposite term, and it cancels on the right. And on the left-hand side, I have 2x plus 3y is equal to 18. And that's how you write this equation in standard form. When you get a fraction, you multiply all the terms by the denominator. All right, like I said, you stop the video and pay attention and do the best you can to follow along, okay? Now, in problem number 9 and 10, you have only the x equals and only the y equals, okay? So if it's just the x equals something, or it's just the y equals something, then the line is either going to be vertical or horizontal. Okay? Now, it's going to be horizontal if it's y equals. Okay? So that's y equals. And it's going to be vertical when it's x equals. X equals, we don't know. Every problem's different. But in this problem, it's x equals negative 5. So the line's going to be a vertical line, and the equation is x equals negative 5. Well, it makes sense that this negative 5 there on the x-axis, and it's going to be a vertical line, so that is the equation for x, that is the graph for x equals negative 5. Because right here is negative 5. Now, x equals negative 5 everywhere, see, on this line. X equals negative 5 everywhere. All right? So this is the graph for x equals negative 5. That is a vertical line. Now, I'm going to erase this and put it in a different color. So let's use red, or let's use, I don't know, orange, yellow. All right? Y equals 6. Now that is a horizontal line, and that's y equals 6 is right here. So that is a horizontal line through y equals 6. And you can see here, if I had the x's and y's, the points, y equals 6 everywhere. So to graph y equals 6, you would graph a horizontal line through y equals 6. Okay? All right. Not easy, but listen, pay attention, stop the video, think, you can do it. All right, number 11 is a word problem, all right? And the word problem, number 11 and 12 are word problems. So in this word problem, it says this: you work 2 jobs. At the first job, you earn $10 per hour. At the second job, you earn $12 per hour. That's your X and Y, by the way. Okay, this is your X and this is your Y. Those are your 2 subjects. Okay, you earned $360 last week. Write and graph an equation that represents this situation. What do the X and Y intercepts represent? What is one other combination of hours that you could have worked at each job? Okay, so you're going to X is going to be your first job. X, write and graph an equation that represents this situation. Okay, so X equals hours at first job. Y equals hours at second job. Okay, so the equation in this problem is 10 times X because it's $10 per hour at the first job, plus 12 times Y because it's $12 per hour at the second job, and you multiply 12 times the number of hours, okay? And then 360 is your total, okay? So that's the equation. Now the graph, here's your x-axis, and here's your y-axis, right here. And the best way to do this is find the x and y intercepts. So the x-intercept equals 36 because you get 10x equals 360, all right? The y-intercept, all right, is 30 because 12y equals 360, so y is equal to 30. Now, we can't count up by 30, so we're going to count up by 5s. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So this is 35. Okay? So the y-intercept's 30. Okay? And the x-intercept's 36. So right here is 30. Now 36 is a little bit trickier. Excuse me, a little bit trickier. But we'll figure it out. We got 5, 10, 15, 20, all right? 25, 30, 35, 40. Excuse me. Now, 36 is right about here because the y-intercept is 36, or the x-intercept is 36. And this is the x-axis, which represents the hours at the first job. So now what we're going to do is we're going to connect them. Okay? We're going to connect them like that. Now, so the question is, what do the x and y intercepts represent? Well, the x-intercept represents something, and the y-intercept represents something. Okay? So the y-intercept represents all hours at second job, right? Because x equals 0 on the y-axis. Okay? So the x-intercept would represent all hours at first job. Now, I'm going to stop the video because I am out of time.